Hey, what's up, good looking people? It's Frankie here. In this video, I'm gonna help you with the fastest way to choose a niche that works. And we got a couple little special guests there. I don't know if you can see my little bees, my van of uncoolness. We're down at our usual spot in the beach, so let's get into it. All right. So why should you even choose a niche? Well, I'll tell you, the biggest reason is not what people think it is that it'll be easier to sell. The actual biggest reason that you want to pick a niche is because it's going to become easier to scale, because the list of things you got to do, instead of being 100 different custom, different kind of jobs, we got a cool bird there, is more like you just have to do one thing over and over. One of our amazing mastermind members compared it to this kind of ideology of, like, imagine you had an apartment for rent, and you could just rent the same room over and over and over and over to new tenants. That's how you kind of want to think about building a scalable agency. Got cute little bees coming after me. These are my baby girls. Okay, step one, picking a niche, is most people can handle this part, but it doesn't really feel complete enough. And that's just start with something broad that you have an interest in. So it could be something local, could be dentists, doctors, lawyers, accountants, massage places, yoga studios, whatever. Or it could be something entirely online. It could be a product-based thing, e-commerce, or could be a service-based thing like online coaches and things like that. So start with something broad like that. And a lot of people think that is a niche, but I want you to think a level deeper and think about a niche within a niche. And so the best way to go one level deeper on a niche within a niche, by the way, this weather's friggin' cold today, is when you're going a niche within a niche, I mentioned this before in a lot of videos, but there's a concept I call the nickel and the $100 bill. And just a quick recap for those of you who haven't heard it. In every niche, there's the volume stuff that's like the equivalent of a nickel, and then there's really high-end stuff that's the equivalent of like a $100 bill. So I'll give you an example. In the dentist niche, just to wrap your head around it, a dentist charges usually $100 to $150 for a checkup. He's got overhead, or she's got overhead, so they don't really make a lot of money from you bringing in somebody for $100. And often that patient thinks, what did I just pay for? Because you didn't even do anything. You just checked my teeth and told me they were fine. I already knew that before I came in. So that's the nickel. You can bring them hundreds and hundreds of people like that. Yes, my love. Wow, you mailed. I got a sand cake here, so we gotta take a little pause and eat a sand cake. Is it delicious?
Yeah.
Okay. So good. Don't eat sand. You just made me a sand cake. So the $100 bill with dentists, for example, is like either implants or veneers. They might make $30,000, $35,000, $40,000 off of somebody like that. So you bring them just one $35,000 person, they still got the same $100, $200 of overhead, but their profitability is much, much more. And so you're going to do far more for that patient. So when you think niche within a niche, is just think about who's a $100 bill and specialize in the $100 bill. Now, I'll give you a third layer past it where you can go and turn your niche into something really, really cool. Now, the biggest thing that I see people struggling with in a niche actually is not necessarily choosing a niche, but is that their delivery vehicle is just been done 100,000 times before. AdWords or Facebook ads or SEO. And what happens is so many people have been burned by that they're just a little resistant to it, right? So just like that, my kids get naked. Like, just blink of an eye. They just do not love clothes at the beach. He's peeing in the water right now. Fantastic. The things that you do as dad. All right. So where were we? Oh yeah. So the third thing you want to do is, so as long as you're selling to humans, by the way, new and exciting is going to outsell. I've heard that before. So one of the simple things you can do is find a new delivery vehicle entirely. So let's say, for example, let's running with the dentist example, and you're the person who's bringing implants. I actually know somebody who's built one of the 500 fastest growing agencies, and what they do, or 500 fastest growing companies, actually, that just happens to be an agency. They're in, Inc. magazine or Fortune magazine or whatever. One of those magazines puts that 500 person list, and all they do is they run a little back end newsletter that they mail out to their past patients, and helps them get more of those kind of implants and those kind of the high end work. So that's That may not be like new and exciting to the whole world, a newsletter, but it just has to be new enough to your niche. So that's one way you can do it. Another way is you can add to your thing and make a more comprehensive system. So like we're running Facebook ads, but we also have a book that's included. We also have some email follow-up. So it's kind of a complete system. It's not just Facebook ads, and therefore nobody really has our unique complete system, right? So if you combine those three things, what you'll find, I got Zelda Bee. It's just, Zelda Bee, you like the water? Zelda! Less is low, Sonny. So, sorry, coming back to the video here. If you combine those three things, you want to come here, honey? Want to say hello? If you combine those three things, what you'll have is a niche where you're specialized in the highest end, most valuable work, and you'll have some sort of unique methodology. And so what will happen is for your people, you'll be specializing in the thing they most desire, and you'll have what I call a mini monopoly, which is you're the only one who really offers that way of getting those specific results for people. You do that, and you'll find that suddenly your big little red ocean space that seems really overcrowded and competitive will clear up a whole lot. And this is a little bit counterintuitive, I understand, because I've always said it. If you're building a lifestyle agency, you're not going to have thousands and thousands of clients. In fact, you're probably going to max out at 100 will probably be the biggest you'll ever get. And for most of you, more likely 20 to 50. So we tend to think about how can we make my niche as broad as possible and get as many people. But actually, you just want to make it really small and really tight so that you can set it up, you know, a narrow little fence around it. And then the other benefit too is, by the way, when you go to scale this, let's say you're doing newsletters to past patients to generate implants. Oh, okay, honey. Okay. No, she wants to get naked. 1 second, honey. We'll wrap this video up. So if you're the only one generating newsletters to get past patients, is you get to reuse everything from one client to the next, and your scaling life gets a whole lot easier. So not just your selling life gets easier, but your scaling life gets easier. So that's all I got for you guys in this video. I gotta go do some parenting. Zelda Bee looks a little cranky, probably because we took her away from mommy this morning. So that's all I got for you guys, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, and may the force be with you.